YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over the new Korean live stream that was streamed today on the 22nd of September, and we have some juicy news and an interesting roadmap. And they finally gave us a roadmap, so how about we go check the upcoming update for September, late September and October, and what they have interesting to give us. So we have the Q&A first, which isn't that interesting since I don't really know what they mean. So first and foremost, we have an increase in the level cap, which is from a level 115 to 120, and as we can see happening in this small screen, there's also going to be a class change quest, which is going to be a tracksuit, I guess, or tracksuit, an orange jacket for the skin. Not the most interesting one. Let's see what they're going to call this class change quest, but at least we have a new job change quest. Now we have the new workshop of Brilliant Light Boss, which is going to be part of a story. Baltair, the Commander of Arrogance. He looks cool and his animations look clean. Then we have the cinematic of the fight between him and Sang Jin-woo. Then they become Dragon Ball with the Kamehameha face-off, but of course we always win because we are the best. Then there's some story. I will advance so you don't get spoiled. As you can see, it's the new story mode with free rewards, also important. Now we have something really important, which is a new hunter. And as you can see by the guy on the screen, it's Sang Jin-woo's dad, Sang Hilan. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but you understand. And it looks really clean. He has some really cool animations. His ultimate, as we can see right now, looks really cool. He also has an interesting ability. It's too bad it's just charge ability, which is this one, where he presses down onto the field with a huge hand, and that's going to a bit of a spoiler. If you don't want to hear about this, you can skip to the next part. Once you don't see the Jin-woo's dad on the screen, then you won't be spoiled anymore. But basically, he has the ruler's power, and the hand is the ruler's authority, or like Sang Jin-woo's skill, which is Commander's Touch, where you can use an invisible hand to attack people, and as you can see, that hand is represented by Suilan. Really cool, and I'm really looking forward to using him and try to make him deal as much damage as possible like every other hunter. Now moving on, and again his skills look really cool, and he looks to be a fun hunter to use. Now we have the new shadow, Jima. It's the new shadow that's going to be added with the new update, and it's going to increase your attack and shield acquisition, so it's really good for Sang Jin-woo. Increasing attack is always what you want for Sang Jin-woo, and shield acquisition rate is also nice since most of the best skills are based on acquiring shields, so if you can get even more shield acquisition rate from the shadow, it will be really good. Then we have a new weapon that looks really amazing. It's the Enios Roar. It looks really clean. Even though the animations is dark, it's a fire weapon, and the attack that summons dragon wings looks really good. It's my favorite part of the new weapon, like this attack right here, and I'm going to summon for it. I'm hoping it's going to be a good sword, so I can use it as one of my main weapons, at least for fire. But that's not all. We also have Ezil Radiru's weapon as a Sang Jin-woo weapon, the Radir clan's double-edged spear. It looks like it's going to be closely resembling the playstyle of Ezil, with the rain of pharaohs, in this case spears, and it looks clean with the spinning attacks and the thrusts. So 2 fire weapons, which might replace the ones we already have, but only when we get them can we know for sure. And we have a code, new weapons for 10 custom draw tickets and 50 weapon enhancement gear. Oh, I believe I missed one code, I'm sorry. This is 44 bug code for 10 million gold. Don't forget to redeem it before it's too late. And now we have the training mode finally, with a funny looking tank wearing gloves. And in training room we can practice your skills, and if you see this says great, but if you hit it in the correct time it will say perfect, so you can see how good you are at shining the skills and improve on the timings. That way you can you might be able to improve Battlefield of Time timings and deal more damage in your mode, since if you press it at the perfect time you might save a few seconds on the fight overall, which might mean you'll deal more damage, or at least be able to defeat the boss on time. You can also change the attributes of the boss, so you can see how much damage you deal. You have the damage counter on the top left, and you also have can also make him attack, so you can try and test your dodging skills. Then we have Battle Tier Guide, which isn't that amazing. Then we have the guild boss. Now it's automatically registered, you don't have to register it yourself. Then we have test mode for Simulation Gate. If you saw my last video, they mentioned that they're going to give us a test mode, which means that you can go fight until you beat it, and once you beat it you can try and recreate that build that you used on the test mode into the normal mode and defeat the normal mode without wasting tickets. You can try as much as you want without wasting tickets, and once you're ready to go for the actual fight you can use your tickets to go there, which is a good improvement, but they could at least let you go retry any number of times until you beat it and then use the ticket. I don't know why they don't do that to begin with, but well, I'm not the one making the game, I guess. Then they're going to improve Shadow Enforcer. To be honest, I haven't gone and see that mode yet, which is something I should be doing since I'm wasting rewards. I hope you guys haven't been doing the same as me and wasting your rewards, but if you have, go do it. Then we have preset overwriting. They're going to improve the preset. I haven't messed around with this too much either, but maybe with the new UI it might be easier to navigate, and I might try it out. Then they're going to increase the gate and activity support rewards and the money level expansion, so which means that we're going to be able to obtain at least more gold and more levels on mining, which will also mean more gold and stuff like that, since it will increase the more you have. Then we have adjust purchase period in the system section shop, meaningless, increasing the instant dungeon rewards, and artifact reforging permanent. But you have to farm for a special ticket, which we don't know how to obtain it yet, so we'll have to wait and see if it's going to be a good acquisition or it's just going to be well territory. Then we have a new code, S3P update. You can pause and use the code, but last but not least we have finally the roadmap. October 10 we get the Overseer's Forbidden Library, which is going to be a new boss fight, I think. We're going to get the Workshop of Brilliant Light Baltair, the Commander of Arrogance, which is October 10, not the next update, but a week or so, 10 days later more or less, 2 weeks later more or less. Then we have a new boss and ultimate rune skill improvements with elemental variations. Nothing too special. Now we have 11 of November, which is the 1.5 year anniversary, which also means a ton of new stuff. We have a new story, Rock Passa, the Monarch of Steel. They're going to introduce the Monarch of Steel, which in the main story never showed up, and in the main story I believe it had another name. I think it was named Tarnak, and they changed it to Rock Passa, not sure why. A new shadow, we don't know what this shadow represents. Maybe we'll find out according to the new story they have. Then we have Laura. If you don't remember, Laura is the assistant of Thomas Andre, and they're going to introduce her as an hunter. Or if Laura was an hunter and not just a secretary. Well, it's not the most typed character, but I like Laura, so let's see what they choose to be her playstyle and weapon of choice. I'm curious when the time comes. Then in December, now it starts to getting really interesting. We have Kamish Co-op Raiden Special Story. We're going to be fighting co-op to defeat Kamish, the dragon that basically devastated America, and where the first national level hunters appeared, which were the 5 surviving hunters that defeated Kamish. And one of them, who is going to be summonable, which is Christopher Reed. If you don't know who he is and you don't want to be spoiled, you can skip a bit until the 26th of January appears. But it's going to be the one of the national level hunters, which also has the power of a ruler, and he uses the power of Ifrit, the demon of fire, or the soul fire demon, the strongest fire demon or spirit, fire spirit, the strongest fire spirit. And it's going to be a fire hunter, obviously. If they make him a fire based character with a water elemental or a wind element will be funny, but would be meaningless with his actual abilities. So they're going to make him a fire hunter, which also means fire will finally have a good support. Probably going to be a main DPS or a breaker. And I'm looking forward to what he does. I like this design, even though he was a short appearance. Let's see what they make him do in the actual game. Then in January we have an actual hype moment. We have new bosses, which is who cares. The important part is this if character, which is unknown. If you look at his sword closely, you'll see that it resembles the sword of Igris, the first shadow of Sanjinu summoned, but he's not wearing an armor, so it could be, and it would be awesome if it was, the human form of Igris, if he wasn't killed and made into a shadow by Sanjinu, and well, obviously if he actually became an hunter in the world instead of a knight that died and was reborn as a shadow. I'm really looking forward to what they make him do. He is one of the best characters in the story as a shadow, of course. He doesn't interact much as before he becomes a shadow, but as a shadow is one of the best characters. At least is the coolest one, and the one that is most typed in the beginning of the story. Is eventually kind of overshadowed by some of the other shadows that are stronger than him, but he still is one of the coolest shadows of Sanjinu. So I'm really looking forward to the If Hunter. Some people think it might be Antares, the Dragon Monarch, the Monarch of Destruction, but I don't believe in it, that they will make him a playable character so soon. And the sword looks exactly like Igris, and Igris is one of the most anticipated characters to be made as an hunter. Of course, I would love to have Antares as an hunter, but they're going to make them first as the Workshop of Brilliant Light bosses, and then eventually they might add them as hunters. And for February we have a new story, Recapture the City. It's the Giant's time. We might be able to meet the Giant Monarch, and a new Workshop Brilliant Light, which is the Monarch of Steel, Rock Passa. So we have a new, between October we have a new Workshop Brilliant Light, and then in February we have another Workshop Brilliant Light. So actual roadmap, which gives us a ton of hype for the game. At least for me, the next hunters, especially this If character, is really hype. I'm really looking forward to that hunter. And for content we have a Kamishkop raid, which looks to be a good event, and maybe permanent mode, which would be really cool. Workshop Brilliant Light is just another way to obtain new cores, maybe the same cores to farm, or maybe new cores to obtain, which would be nice, since we need different abilities for the cores to accommodate more hunters and more playstyles. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's stream. We have another code, of course, don't forget to use it, but it's going to be an interesting time, and the next few months at least we know we're going to actually get good hunters instead of just collab units. Doesn't mean the collab units were bad or anything, it's just I prefer to have the actual hunters from the universe and the characters from the story. It's more immersive than the collab units. And of course we have some new events to look forward to, and the new Workshop of Brilliant Light to obtain. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next updates. If you are, leave a comment. Tell me which character you most anticipated to obtain, the one you're anticipating the most from the ones we saw in the roadmap, including of course Sangilan, which is going to be obtainable in a couple days. And leave a like and comment, leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.